On ELA, the title of the text for today is called The Brain House, okay? I'm going to wait for everybody to be silent. 3, 2, 1. Okay, as you read, the instructions are: number 1, highlight the characteristics of people that live upstairs. Number 2, highlight the characteristics of people that live downstairs. So we're focusing on the first two instructions, okay? Okay, I'm going to read it and then we're going to read it together, following along. So your eyes are either up here on my board, or on your paper ledger, or on your screen. Okay? I'm going to wait. Okay. Introducing the brain house, the upstairs and the downstairs. I tell children that their brains are like a house with an upstairs and a downstairs. So remember the upstairs, the downstairs. This idea comes from Dr. Dan Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson's book, The Whole Brain Child. And it's a really simple way to help kids to think about what's going on inside their head. I've taken this analogy, say that word? Analogy. One step further by talking about who lives in the house. I tell them stories about the characters who live upstairs and the ones who live downstairs. Really, what am I talking about what I'm talking about are the functions of the neocortex. Say that word. Neocortex. Our thinking brain, the upstairs. And the limbic system. Say those two words. Limbic system. Our feeling brain, the downstairs. So we have two more vocabulary words. So the upstairs, the prefrontal cortex, the neocortex, and then our downstairs, the amygdala, the limbic system. Okay? Sophie, eyes on your Chromebook. Okay, let's keep going. So now we're on this picture that has a head, some hair, and in the head is a house. Okay? There's somebody on the stairs. There's 4 people upstairs. And there's how many people downstairs?
3.
3 people. Thank you, Emma. Okay, so who lives upstairs and who lives downstairs? This is the title. So what do you think the text is going to tell us?
The text lives downstairs.
Good. Thank you, Thomas. Okay. Okay, the brain house. Ready? Typically, the upstairs characters are thinkers, problem solvers, planners, emotion regulators, creatives, flexible, eyes on your screen, and empathetic types. I give them names like calming Carl, problem-solving Pete, creative Craig, and flexible Felix. The downstairs folk are the feelers. Eyes on your screen. Eyes on your screen. They are very focused on keeping us safe and making sure our needs are met. Our instinct for survival originates here. These characters look out for danger. Eyes on your screen. sound the alarm, and make sure we are ready to fight, run, or hide when we are faced with a threat. Downstairs, we've got characters like Alerting Allie, Frightened Fred, and Big Boss Bootsy. Okay? Let's reread together. I'm walking around, so I better be listening to your voice when I get close to you, even if I'm not too close to you. Ready? Starting at, wait, let me get a picture. Starting at I. Starting at I, right here. Okay, everybody together. Ready, Noah? Starting at I. Okay, begin.
I told children that their names are like my house. With the upstairs and downstairs. These ideas come from enchanting reference books, the whole chatting tribe. It's really a simple way to help kids to think about what's going on inside their head. I've taken this analogy one step further by talking about who lives in the house. I tell them stories about the characters who live upstairs and the ones who live downstairs. Really, what I'm talking about are the functions of the neocortex, our thinking brain, the upstairs, and the limbic system, our feeling brain, the downstairs. Okay, the brain house. On typically. Ready? Begin. Typically, the upstairs characters are flexible and empathetic types. I give them names like Polly Carl, Problem Greedy, Creative Craig, and Flexible Feelings. The downstairs folk are the feelings. They are very focused on keeping us safe and making sure our needs are met. Our instinct for survival originates here. These characters look out for danger, sound the alarm, and make sure we are ready to fight, run, or hide when we are faced with a threat. Downstairs, we've got characters like Alerting Allie, Frightened Fred, and Big Boss Bootsy. Oh, good job. Okay, so remember, what were the instructions for number 1 and number 2 for the text? We needed to highlight. What do we need to highlight? Characteristics of upstairs and downstairs. Okay, so let's look back. Does the first paragraph tell us what are characteristics of the people that live upstairs or downstairs? Does this paragraph tell us? No? Okay. Does this paragraph tell us? No. No, it tells the people.
So what are the people like? Does it tell us what the people that live upstairs are like?
Yeah.
Yes, this is it. Okay, so we need to highlight what are characteristics of these people. Typically, the upstairs characters are thinkers, problem solvers, highlight, planners, emotion regulators. Dylan, highlighting. Creatives, flexible and empathetic types. Quickly. Okay. Now we need to highlight characteristics of people that live downstairs. Does this paragraph tell us? Yes, okay. The downstairs folk are the feelers. They are very focused on keeping us safe, making sure your needs are met. Highlight. Our instinct for survival originates here. So survival, instinct for survival as well. These characters look out for danger, sound the alarm, and make sure we are ready to fight, run, or hide when we are faced with a threat. So this is kind of like if you see a really big, scary dog running out at you, these instincts are going to kick in and tell you, do I stand here and try to kick the dog, or do I stand here and lay on the floor, or do I run away?
I would say.
Right? Okay? Okay, you got it highlighted?
Yes.
Because we're moving on to page 2. Mahane. Mahane. Thank you. Okay, once you are done, move on to page 2 and start reading the text. Page 2, start reading. Start reading. Okay, page 2, start reading.
Our brains work the best when the upstairs and the downstairs work together. Imagine the stairs connecting upstairs and downstairs.
Okay. Oops. Okay, page 2. Highlight what happens when you flip your lid. So you can go ahead and pause reading, and I'm going to read it out loud, okay? Flipping our lids when downstairs takes over. Okay, Sophie. So flipping the lid is kind of like the upstairs being disconnected from your downstairs brain, right? Okay, the brain house flipping your lid. Hour. Ready? Eyes on your text or on the board? Dylan, eyes on your text on your Chromebook or on my board? Okay. Ready? Our brains work best when the upstairs and the downstairs work together. Imagine that the stairs connecting upstairs and downstairs are very busy, with characters carrying messages up and down to each other. This is what helps us make good choices. Noah following along. Make friends and get along with other people. Come up with exciting games to play. Calm ourselves down and get ourselves out of sticky situations. Sometimes, in the downstairs brain, alerting Allie spots some danger. Frightened Fred panics, and before we know where we are, Big Boss Bootsy has sounded the alarm, telling your body to be prepared for danger. Big Boss Bootsy is a bossy fellow, and he shouts, "The downstairs brain is taking over now." Upstairs gang can work properly again when we are out of danger. The downstairs brain flips the lid, to borrow Dan Siegel's phrase, on the upstairs brain. This means that the stairs that normally allow the upstairs and downstairs to work together are no longer connected. Sometimes flipping our lids is the safest thing to do. When everybody in the brain house is making noise, it's hard for everyone to be heard. Bootsy is keeping the upstairs brain quiet so the downstairs folk can get our body ready for the danger. Boots can signal other parts of our body that needs to switch on or off. He can make our heart beat faster so we are ready to run very fast. Our muscles ready to fight as hard as we can. He can also tell parts of our body to stay very, very still so we can hide from the danger. Bootsy is doing this to keep us safe. Okay. Comments to yourself. Okay, number 1. Highlight what happens when you flip your lid. The amygdala is going crazy. Why is it going crazy?
Because there's danger.
Because there's danger. What helps the amygdala to not go crazy? The upstairs brain. So what happens when the downstairs brain is going crazy? It's because of what?
Something wrong. Yeah, like there could be
because the upstairs is not.
Trying to calm it down. Or something.
Okay, when you have your whole brain and when you're calm, your upstairs and your downstairs are connected. What happens when you flip your lid? The upstairs and the downstairs are not connected, right? Okay, so where does it say that in our text? The first paragraph?
No.
Okay, the second paragraph?
Kind of.
Kind of? Kind of. So what do you think, Ledger? Kind of. We need to highlight. So which part do we need to highlight? So reread paragraph 2. Reread paragraph 2. Give me a thumbs up when you found it. Nobody's found it?
I can't.
Rereading. So that means your eyes are on your Chromebook or your paper or on my screen. So you can, Dylan, put your mask on correctly, please. Yes, Ariana.
I highlighted most of the things in that paragraph.
This paragraph?
No.
This paragraph?
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you highlight in the third paragraph?
Everything but the first sentence.
So when everybody in the house is, in the brain house is making noise, it's hard for everyone to be heard.
Everything but that.
So you didn't highlight that. So you highlighted Bootsy is keeping the upstairs brain quiet so the downstairs folk can get our body ready for the danger. Okay, so our body is getting ready for danger.
Finally, it loaded.
Highlight. Boots can signal other parts of our body that need to switch on or off. So signal other parts of our body to switch on or off. Dylan, highlighting. You're going to get water on your Chromebook. You shouldn't be playing with that. He can make our heart beat faster. Our muscles ready to fight. He can also tell parts of our body to stay very, very still. Thank you. Okay, I also want you to highlight this part up here. This means that the stairs that normally allow the upstairs and downstairs to work together are no longer connected. I like that other part too, please.
Highlight again? Yes.
Okay?
You want to go to college? No? Yes, you do. I don't want to go to There's a lot of college. Well, I don't know about
Okay.
it, but I'm going to college.
Ready? Go on.
Please stop.
Go on to page 3. And start reading. Go on to page 3 and start reading. Page 3, begin reading.
I read it all. I like the reason that children lick their lips more often than adults.
I got one.
Okay. All right, page 3. You're going to read, and as you read, you need to think about, focus on this part. Highlight the reason that children flip their lids more than adults. Okay? Try to imagine when these reactions would be safest. Everyone flips their lids. Ledger, put your mask on. We can all flip our lids. When the downstairs brain gets it wrong, there might be times when we flip our lids, but really we still need the upstairs gang like problem solving Pete and calming Carl to help us. We all flip our lids, but often children flip their lids more than adults. In children's brains, Big Boss Bootsy can get a bit overexcited and press the panic button to trigger meltdowns and tantrums over very small things. And that's because the upstairs part of your child's brain is still being built. In fact, it won't be finished being built until the mid-20s. Have you ever seen your dad or mom lay on the floor in the supermarket screaming that they want chocolate buttons? Parents actually like chocolate just as much as children, but adults have practiced getting Calm Carl and Problem Solving Pete to work with Big Boss Bootsy, and can sometimes stop him from sounding the danger alarm when he doesn't need to. It does take practice. Dylan, your head should not be down right now. Okay, remember instructions number 1 said highlight the reason that children flip their lids more often than adults. Okay, so go back and highlight, and then I'm going to check off when you're done. Good. Let me get my stamper. I'm not going to give you the answer just yet. You need to do it first. Highlight the reason why children flip their lids more than adults do.
Underline it.
Highlight it. Okay, read it. You're not going to find it there, so hold on.
Wait, are we still on now?
Find the reason.
Why? I underlined it.
Okay, who wants to share with the class? What did you highlight? Ledger?
I highlighted this second.
This part?
Yeah, I highlighted everything except for the
In children's brains, Big Boss Bootsy can get a bit overexcited and press the panic button trigger to meltdowns and tantrums over very small things, and that's because the upstairs part of your child's brain is still being built. In fact, it won't be finished being built until the mid-20s. We'll talk to him in a bit, okay? Okay, if you do not have this highlighted yet, you should have it now, please. 3,
I got it.
2, 1.
Oh, that I highlighted.
What did you highlight, Noah?
I highlighted.
Ledger, please stop.
Adults have highlighted a paragraph. Quarrel and problem solving need to work with.
Adults have practiced more. Okay. That is another reason.
And can sometimes stop him from sounding the danger alarm when he doesn't need it. It does take practice.
It does take practice. Okay, all of these are reasons why children have more meltdowns, more flipping their lids than adults do. Okay, get it done quickly. Dylan, that's not for right now. Okay, you got it done?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all we're going to do for today. So tomorrow we will finish up page 4. Or no, when we come back from lunch, we'll finish up page 4, okay? Okay, so page 4 it says preparing. Page 4 says preparing to write a summary, okay? Actually, I don't think we'll have time for page 4. So we'll just finish that up. Go ahead and click turn in if you would like. But we actually aren't finished until tomorrow.